Mixed level classes can feel impossible. One student is writing like Shakespeare, another is still looking for their pen. You've got one student who finishes everything in like 30 seconds, then looks at you like, what now, teacher? There's a super low level student in there, like being really quiet, hoping nobody asks them anything. Right? Does this sound familiar to you? If so, this video is for you. I'm here today to save you and show you 5 no-prep speaking tasks that work even if your students are at different levels but in the same class. There's no printing, no complicated materials, and no 20-minute explanation that slowly drains the life of the class. Just practical activities you can use instantly. Activity 1 is called Easy, Medium, Hard. For this one, write one topic on the board. For example, food, travel, jobs, hobbies, or weekend plans. Then write 3 levels of questions. Easy. What food do you like? Medium. What food do you usually eat when you're busy? And hard. Do you think traditional food is becoming less popular? Why or why not? Students choose the level they want or can answer. This works beautifully because everyone speaks at their own ability. And the speedy ones may even answer 2 questions. Beginners, they can survive this. Stronger students, they can stretch it out. And nobody feels embarrassed at all because the key here is that they get a choice. Here's the pro tip. Tell students they must answer at least one of the 3 questions. And if they have enough time, they can even choose one more. That gives clear instructions but still allows flexibility. Activity 2 is same question, better answer. Ask students a simple question. For example, what did you do last weekend? And at first, everyone will likely give you a very basic answer like, I watched TV. Next, challenge them to improve it. Add one detail, such as, I watched TV with my brother. Now, add a reason. I watched TV with my brother because we were tired. Keep it going. Next step, add a feeling. I watched TV with my brother because we were tired and it was quite relaxing. With this, students are building fluency step by step and extending their answers. It is excellent for mixed levels because beginners just stop after making a lightly extended response or a simple sentence, while stronger students, they can really expand on their original answer. What's great about this one is that it teaches students a powerful speaking habit, which is not giving short answers. My gosh, how often does that happen to you? So instead, they give a little more detail, developing their answers. Here's the pro tip. You can do this in stages by getting students to respond immediately after each step or step by step, so after each extra detail is added, they have to respond again. This can be great for repetition and even pronunciation or grammar accuracy. Activity 3 is help me say it better. Put students in pairs. Choose a topic to talk about. Then, student A says a simple sentence about the topic, while student B listens and helps improve it. So for example, student A says, my city is good. Student B asks, why is it good? Student A says, my city is good because it has many restaurants. Student B responds, can you give me an example? And student A says, for example, there is a great noodle restaurant near my house. You see, this turns stronger students into supporters and not really competitors. So be careful with this one though. Should tell students that they're helping and not trying to correct every tiny little mistake like a grammar detective with a magnifying glass. The goal is better communication, not making your partner feel afraid to speak out. Here's the pro tip. For all you experienced teachers, I'm sure you can see this already, but 2 things can happen here. Either students can be paired up with the weaker and stronger students together, or it could boost communication practice through types of questions that they ask each other. Activity 4 is opinion corners. Based on your topic of the day, choose a simple statement. For example, homework is fun, or phones should be allowed in class, or learning English is easier online. Students move to one side of the room if they agree, the other side if they disagree, and in the middle if they want to sit on the fence and are 50-50 or unsure. Next, they need to explain why. So for lower level students, offer sentence starters on the board or slide like I agree because, I disagree because, because, or I'm not sure because. And for the stronger students, you gotta challenge them. You must give me an example, or you must respond to another student, or you have to try to change someone's mind. This activity works because students have a reason to speak. You see, they aren't just simply practicing English, they're defending an opinion whilst learning persuasive skills and language. I can tell you right now, this one is brilliant for teenagers. I mean, you could ask them something as debatable as whether pineapple belongs on a pizza or not, and suddenly you're managing a global debate. Here's the pro tip. Choose trending, age-relevant topics, and if you need to, give it a little lead-in by showing an image or a meme or maybe a short clip, just to help build context behind the sentence. Activity 5, one topic, 3 roles. Here's how we play it. Choose a topic, for example, learning English. Give students 3 roles. The beginner role, they answer simple questions. Intermediate role asks follow-up questions, and the advanced role, which summarizes the group's ideas. All right, so the beginner might answer, I learn English for my job. The intermediate student asks, what job do you do? And finally, the advanced student says, our group thinks English is important for work, especially jobs that require you to speak with international customers. This gives every student a job or a role. Nobody is left just sitting there or left out of the activity. Nobody is lost, and stronger students are challenged without taking over the whole class. Here's the pro tip. You be the one to choose the groups. That way, you ensure students are challenged appropriately. You may even wish to make it competition-based and award points for answers or accuracy. All right, so here is the key with mixed level classes. Do not try to make one perfect activity for every level in your class. That almost never works. Instead, create one task with different levels of difficulty. That means same topic, same goal, different levels of output or expectation. That is the secret. You can make most speaking activities mixed level friendly by changing 3 things. First, support the weaker students by giving sentence starters up on the board. Second, give extension challenges for the stronger students. And third, let students produce different amounts of language. Now, remind yourself that not every student needs to or will be able to express the same level of output. It's just not always possible. But one thing is true, it's that every student should say something meaningful which helps them practice their own skills in their own way. Let's quickly recap those 5 tasks. Easy, medium, hard, same question, better answer, help me say it better, opinion corners, and one topic, 3 roles. Try any of these in your next mixed level class, and pretty please let me know in the comments how it works for you. On a final note, mixed level teaching is not about slowing everything down for those stronger students. It's not even about overwhelming beginners. It is about giving everyone a way to achieve the task and a pathway to developing their skills. Hope that helps those of you working with mixed level classes. They can be a challenge. If you want to build real classroom skills and become a confident, certified ESL teacher, check out our TESOL courses online or in class at Inspire. Link in the description. And from our inspiring team here, we'd like to know in the comments, what is the hardest part of teaching mixed level classes for you? I'm Warren from the Teacher Trainers channel, signing out. Happy teaching. Through, I don't know why or what. It just could boost. And finally, the advanced students are